I force Croina, who isn't a gamer, to play DOS games with a 20-minute time limit and record her live. This is the result. Welcome to a special 6th edition of forcing Croina to play DOS games. And we're just gonna set a 20-minute timer. That looks good to me. Right, get going with Heretic.
Right. New game.
This might look familiar to you.
Yep.
And why is that?
Because it looks like Doom.
That is correct.
Any of these?
City of the Damned's easiest, and then you can pick the difficulty you want. Bring us them Onif or Yellow Bellies or us would probably be fine.
Right, okay.
And you're in Heretic.
Right.
Congratulations. So, I've standardized the controls for you, and you'll note that it looks and plays exactly like Doom.
Right, I don't know what. Yes, yeah, alright, shoot this thing.
Sounds like a plan.
Alright.
So, what do you think? Just opening impressions based on what you've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Is it by the same people that make Doom?
No, believe it or not. It's by a team called Raven Software, who were one of the first teams to use the Doom engine, but in a commercial capacity, but that didn't make Doom, didn't make the engine. E to interact with things, I think. Oh, I haven't bound that yet. Hit space to interact with it. Oh no, that's jump. What have I done to you? If you hit escape, we're gonna customize these controls and go in here, action, and use, and hit E there. And then we'll go back. And you should now be able to hit E to use.
Okay.
And I would suggest using it on that. Yes.
Here, yep.
And that looks suspiciously like a key, doesn't it?
Not really. Right, and then, okay. It looks a bit like a cheap knockoff of Doom. Would that be a fair assessment?
I think that's a very fair assessment. It's like Raven Software had help from some of the Doom guys making this game because they knew all the ins and outs of the engine, and they were basically like, hey, let's make Doom but fantasy.
Right.
You know.
This door here.
You see, you've got
Perhaps.
it. You got it. And then you can take that guy out. He looks a bit like me with my shirt off.
He does indeed.
Yeah, a hideous, grotesque monster. Oh, somebody is really...
Oh no, you don't.
By the way, you're kind of like some elf wizard dude, so I mean, you don't really want to let these monsters get up close to you. Just keep them at a distance.
A wizard? I'm a wizard?
Yeah, sort of.
I mean, okay. So
I mean, you've got a wand there, and it's kind of like wrecking people.
But do I not? Can I not get? Can I not get any different weapons or?
Oh yeah. If you go back, I mean, you can continue on if you want, but I mean, you're missing out on some weapons, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a bit of a circle.
Right. Okay. Well.
Also, if you hold down the mouse button instead of clicking it, it'll just continue to fire. There you go. Save you a few clicks.
And what are these little blue things I'm collecting?
That's to boost your health, and the other ones are ammo. You haven't been through that door yet.
This.
Yeah.
Is this a door?
It is now. Now you get
I have got.
some gauntlets.
Right. How do I change?
The number buttons. So 1, 2, 3.
1 is 2.
There you are.
That's 1. Oh, it's a stick.
It's a wizard staff.
It's a stick.
Yeah.
Right.
Onward and upward.
I've been here, haven't I? Yes. I've been in here. Been in here,
You
yeah.
have. That looks suspiciously familiar.
Yeah, I'll take that, okay. Right. Oh. Up here?
What's that to your left?
This here?
Aha. Now,
I
what
do
did
not
that do?
know.
Aha. Do
You're
you see-
saying, aha.
Ah, you've got it. Yep. Just you head straight on there.
Down?
Yep. That switch opened that door.
I did not notice this.
Well, you've noticed now. With my help and assistance. Well, you fairly took that one out, didn't you?
Yes.
It's the end of the level.
Ah. Oh.
So you didn't get everything, but it only took you 5 minutes to just blaze through that, and that was without having the use key properly bound.
Right.
So you're now going to the dungeons.
Ooh.
And as you can see, people who have played Doom and stuff, who probably have already played Heretic, so this is redundant. Yes, it uses the intermission screens of the original Doom engine. So any other thoughts about the game as these demons try and kill you?
It's a bit more disorientating than the other one.
Disorientating how?
I don't know if there's a bit more differentiation between the areas in Doom. I don't know. This seems a bit.
That's one of the problems, isn't it?
Yes.
It's got this fantasy theme that it has to stick with. There is differentiation later on, and as you can see there's a bit of differentiation.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know what's happening.
You're gonna
there.
die soon.
Like, okay.
How's that for encouragement? There we go. You're back on the straight and narrow.
I don't know what that did, but okay.
Yeah, you flipped a switch. Sometimes that's half the fun. You flip a switch and you have to see what on earth you've done. You see what's happened. But you're going places now. I mean, they're places you've been before, but you're going to them.
Like, I need to collect these little blue things, okay?
Yeah, otherwise you're gonna die. Yeah.
Hammered here.
Yep.
Right. Under this. Wow.
But to your earlier point, you are correct. Heretic has this sort of deeply fantasy theme, and because of that, it does seem quite samey.
Yeah.
And here's your least favourite bit, the key hunting.
Oh, yellow.
Now I need a yellow one for that and a green one for that.
Right, yeah. Have I missed something here? What?
I guess you must have. Maybe it's back there somewhere. But I mean, you're in better nick now. I mean, you've got more life. So there's that.
I know, but spending most of my time wandering around in circles here.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like every other like developer every other developer, you know, they thought, well, we'll just take the Doom engine and we'll make a great game just like they did.
Frig me, what's that?
And the reality was, sure, it's a good game, but it's not Doom, is it? It's not. And you can tell it's not.
No.
You know.
It's,
the Heretic maps, they're good, but they're not quite at the same level.
no.
They can be a bit confusing. At least that's what I found, so.
Yes, this is getting a bit stupid now.
Well, you can always look at the map overlay with tab. Oh.
Not that I found any keys in here.
No.
Got some bows though. Or arrows. I'm lost now. Oh. Right.
Remember, if you get frustrated by it and you've had enough, just say like, you know,
Yeah.
you don't have to go the full 20.
Right, and I already hit this button.
You've been there.
I want to go in here.
But it's not happening for you.
But why not?
Because the game has decided... Oh, there you go. Hey, that looks like a key.
Alright,
There
I've
we
got
go.
one.
You've got one. Now you can go to the yellow room.
I can't remember where it is. Oh.
You've magically
Oh,
found
no.
a secret.
Oh no!
You didn't want to, but you found it. Oh, good shooting. You sure taught them.
Yes. Ooh.
There we are. Back where we were before. And oh, this looks like a good way to die. Oh no. Squish.
Like that's no good.
You had enough of that.
It's just very like don't keep squashing me here. It's just very disorientating.
Well, tell us more about it. Tell me well, yeah, take your headphones off and let's talk about it briefly, yeah? So, exact same engine as Doom,
Yes.
different palette, different monsters, different sort of theme.
Yes.
What was it about the change that you just didn't get to grips with?
There just wasn't enough differentiation between the areas. I was getting really lost there. Everywhere just looked the same. And then it's hard to find your way back. But it seemed like they had one idea but they didn't have any other ideas. If you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you're telling me that it's a bit different later on in the game.
Yes, there are sections later which are considerably different than what you're seeing now.
Right.
But yeah, I totally get that complaint. Heretic is sort of seen as almost a Doom clone, essentially, these days.
Yeah, it's I mean, the idea is good, but they should have just tried to make it a bit more their own. Do you know what I mean? Just try and...
The problem was, back then, like, Doom came out in 93, Heretic came out in 94.
Mm-hmm.
The team were basically given a year with this new engine and this other amazing game that's like one of the best ever created, and they were just told, right, go for it. And it's a big ask.
Yeah, so as with most things, just copied what was done before.
Yeah. Though you'll be happy to know that Raven Software went on and they did continue and they did make a number of great first-person shooters. So it's not like this is like a one-off and then they failed.
Right.
Like Heretic is still held up in fairly decent esteem, but you would never sort of place it in the sort of upper tier of like 90 shooters. It's in the middle. The reason I got you to play it was because I played Heretic before Doom.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, this was the first sort of go at a Doom engine game.
Yeah.
And
the wizardy thing isn't that convincing when you get them monsters that aren't really, well, except for the flying things, but them monsters, it's just not very convincing, to be honest with you. I'd rather have a gun. You know,
yeah, that's
and be a person.
That's the thing. Like you know those Fallout games you hate.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that they were marketed as the later Fallout games was like, what if you took the Elder Scrolls and you had guns instead? Because it got people interested. It was like, oh, we could just wander around with guns instead. And that's the problem with Heretic. You're playing Heretic and you've got the staff and the wand crystals and so on, and all the time you're just thinking, oh, I wish I had a shotgun.
And then people who like wizards and all that kind of thing probably see this game and they think, what the hell is this? Why can't I make potions and all this
cast
kind
spells
of stuff?
and so on. There's a rudimentary inventory system in there, but we didn't really touch on it. But yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. It's not like when you critique New Vegas or something just to get a rise out of me. It's more, I
don't know what you mean.
Anyway, on to the next one, yeah?
Mm-hmm.